Hello, dorks. Hello, hello. Welcome in. It's time for Unchowder. It's time for Dwarf Fortress. It's time for candy. Oh my goodness, it is time for candy, isn't it? Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. It's a Monday. It's a Monday in January. Hooray. I hope this Monday is treating you all as well as it can. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm having a better day now that we're gonna do Dwarf Fortressy things. I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited. The last thing we did at the end of last stream was expose a whole bunch of candy, right? Whole bunch of adamantine. We have gone basically all the way around an entire level's worth of adamantine and exposed a whole bunch that we can mine safely. Like quite a bit. This is like one of my better harvests yields. This is like a high yield vein so far. This is our first level getting to the candy in this fortress, and we're gonna get quite a bit. We're gonna get a nice little stack going. So we're gonna play with that, and we're gonna keep on going down. Finally, pleasantly cold where I am, and cherishing sweaters. Hooray, sweater weather! I like sweaters. I'm a big sweater weather fan. Curious why it's only just now getting cold. Jeez, it's been frigid. Well, I guess this region's version of frigid for a little while, which is not as cold as other places. Yeah. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Barely Creative. Hello, JM. Hello, everyone else lurking and watching VODs and anything else you might be doing. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice chill time here. We're gonna chill. Today's episode is brought to you by the Moon. Thank you, Moon. And by viewers like you, clicking on all the buttons down there, hanging out with us live, hanging out in VODs, hanging out in Discord, hanging out in Cat Cam land. You're just gonna destroy everything, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, don't... This is not... It's not a load-bearing monitor. Okay, hopefully they figured themselves out. They were all the way inside the closet today. Okay, yeah, she'll just wander off. Whatever, we're good. Cats are catting all the way. Cats are catting all the way today. And that is fine. I'm just gonna pop over here, and then we have our game. And look at this, look at our candy. We're just gonna start right here. They're just gonna destroy everything. A raid. Oh my god, immediately a raid. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We are just getting started. How do I do this? Have a shout out. Look at my candy. Look at this pile of candy here waiting for us. I'm gonna go ahead and unpause because we're mostly just waiting for our lava to uncool here, or to cool, to unmoltenify. We're also waiting for our cats to get settled in, because they aren't. They are not settled. How are you? I gotta lurk because I need to sort out mealtime. Okay, sounds good. You go do that, Smitchell. What were you up to, Trash Mac? You were dwarfing. Hooray, dwarfing. If you need to run off, you are also welcome to do that. We're gonna be here. We are just now getting settled in, so we got stuff to do. We got a nice helping of candy here sitting for us, and that is so exciting. This is our first candy in this fortress. This is among the first candy in our world. I think our previous fortress didn't get any, and the first fortress before that had a very minimal amount. Like, we got to the candy, but it was not giving us very much. You see no candy? Oh, then we'll look right here. It's right here. It's the adamantine. This structure in the middle here. We're not gonna touch this. This is dangerous. This is the razor blade in the candy. This is the razor blade in the caramel apple right here. But all these outgrowths here, all this is ours. This is our candy here. Raid and run and lurk. Okay, sounds good. I will be here. Second year of succession for dwarfing. Very cool. Welcome in, Tell and Artho. And welcome in everyone else. We're here to chill. And that's just what we're gonna do. We are here on a glacier with our polar bears. Oh, I'm in love with this fortress, in case you can't tell. Our kobold civilization is just leaving because I forgot to trade with them. Again. Our king is just gonna have to wait for another shipment of aluminum. And then yeah, and then we're working on our ice dome here. Which we're making ice here. Right? We're almost done with a batch of ice here. So in theory people are working on that. That's kind of the main thing. Oh, and then the other thing that we want to be working on. So last stream we were working on bolts, right? We have these little bolt emplacements, right? We have Earsad and Erpler here, staffing the bolt throwers, and we have like little emplacements all around to kind of guard things as people come in and out. We don't have like an actual wall. We just have guard posts. So we worked on getting little stockpiles of bolts underneath all of these. So we got a bunch of bolts directly underneath each of our little emplacements, which is fantastic. We have so many more bolts now. Fantastic. Good luck getting the adamantium out of there. Thank you. We're gonna work on it. That's gonna be one of our main tasks today. And then this is like got a bunch of individual bolts because they get unstacked and they get used. Whatever. But I also have this practice range, right? I want to start getting our siege operators some experience because right now we have a whole bunch of dabbling siege operators. This is our siege guild hall because I want them to get as much experience as they can. Yeah, novice siege operator. I want them to practice in our practice range, but I don't want them to use the bolts out of here. So I think I'm just gonna forbid the bins. And then when we get a siege, we'll just manually unforbid them so that they can reload using these bins. But if they're not reloading our actual, like these, our actual used functional emplacements, I don't want them touching these at all. At all. And then we have a bunch more bins sitting in, or a bunch more bolts sitting in here. Oh wow, look at all this. Okay, we got lots of bolts. And then is our job still going? I know I made a big job. Or like I have a recurring job that we made bigger. Somewhere. Forge 25 copper bolts. So this is going up to 5,000 and it's still going. Holy cow, but we have so much copper, so I'm not worried about that. But we're gonna just say that all of these are set to practice fire. They're basically gonna go until they go through all of that ammo. We have our ammo to be forbid as it's being used. So it's just gonna end up in piles in that trench down there. Like this. Check out my Daka. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it. So they're just gonna do this. They're just gonna do this and get some XP. And then eventually we'll get another siege. And they'll be better at this. But yeah, we're just gonna let them work on it. Loving the geometric symmetry. I am as well. So we have like, oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Here's our throne room. We're the capital. So this is our throne room. We're a kobold fortress, right? And I don't think kobolds really think in squares. Here's one of our kobolds. We also have some polar bear people. This is kind of what our normal fortresses have been looking like. Very, very amorphic. We have like little bedroom clusters and then little rooms and hallways. This is our kind of our production floor. There's our forges and our stone stockpile, that sort of stuff. But for this fortress in particular, we wanted the surface to be like a resort, like a resort, like a retreat, to attract people from all sorts of places and be cool because we're the capital. So up here we have like our tavern, our penguin zoo, our temples, our library. We have guild halls down here. We have more temples down here. So we wanted that to look a little bit nicer. So I made these symmetrical. And then this is like our big construction going right here. We're making an ice dome reinforced with black bronze. Because I can. And I also want to adjust this. I want to adjust this situation, but that's going to be slightly lower priority. I'm curious to see how quickly they get through all of this. So I actually want to see their XP go up from this. You are an expert siege operator. Oh my god, look at this. And you're about to level again. I want to watch him do it. I want to see him do it. And then we've already gone through all those bolts. Oh boy. Oh boy. But now that means they're going to try to load. Like, you're not holding anything, right? Are they just going to sit here and try to load and fail? Continually? That might be what's happening here. So we need to keep an eye on this. The fact that we're out of bolts does not mean they stop trying to load the bolt throwers. Okay. Fair enough. We'll go ahead and unforbid all of that, and then that will mean they can just go up and reload from that pile. And that will work out nicely. Hopefully they can, yeah, they're gonna haul like gigantic stacks of individual bolts and load them in one at a time. Fun. That won't take forever. Okay, here you are, our Fisherbold. You are a dabbling siege operator. But look at that XP. Oh my god. Is that like 1 XP per bolt? Is that what's happening here? Go frame by frame. You're 423, 426, 429. They get 3 XP? And they're getting Archer for free out of this? Oh. I see. Oh my god. Yeah, adequate Archer, competent siege operator. Wow, they just get Archer experience for this. That's interesting. I did not anticipate that. Do they get that if they're practicing on ballistas as well? I kind of imagine they wouldn't. Look at this, professional siege operator. We're going to end up with a whole bunch of legendary siege operators, and it's not even going to be difficult. That's fantastic. Okay, I'm going to do another unforbid, let them do another round of it. And we're going to come down here and check on our candy. This is drying out. This is cooling off. We have a ladybug brute skeleton here. Should probably just dump that. I'll just dump this stuff out of there. Melted leg. Melted emerald. We have a flaming diamond over here, and then there's also these. We have some divine sandals and a burning black diamond. So I guess there could still be some dangerous things to get on this level, so I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm not going to get rid of that quite yet. I am going to put floor in. Just for the sake of being safe and paranoid about all of this. Let's go like this. Just so we can kind of control the flow of things. Here's our stairs over here. This is just a dead end. So yeah, I think what's gonna happen... You're grabbing it. Okay, perfect. So really what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna mark a bunch of this for horizontal digging, right? We're just gonna dig. Right, cause this is safe. This is safe. This is safe. I'm gonna do everything but the adamantine to start with. So this is all fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is not fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is not fine. And then that will leave. And I guess we could do here and here. Right? Just keeping it paused so I can make sure I'm thinking of this correctly, right? I'm not opening anything up here. I'm not murdering us. I think that's as much as we can mine safely right this moment. That's just gonna leave at least 1, 2, 3 spots that are dangerous. That's really not too bad. So we'll let them work on that. Oh yeah, we had some deaths. We had some deaths. How are we on tombs? Here's where our tombs are. Looks like there's some that are free still, but not a ton. We've definitely been filling up our tombs. Especially with miners. Mining turns out to be a kind of a dangerous profession. And I think all of our sarcophagi are the same right now. And then I could put one there. Toss one right there. And then that's kind of all of those spots. Or we can do here. This is lower priority. It's just all aquifer, but everything's aquifer. Oh, and there's been some updates. So this just happened. Pedestals. Oh, look. Ooh. How do we find something? I didn't think we had a spot that could have uncovered something. So that's concerning. Pedestals now show up as their color of their material. That didn't happen before. These were all gray before. So now we have copper pedestals. So that's cool. What did we just find? No, yeah, I guess we just mined here. Was that kind of dangerous? I don't know if that was dangerous than I thought it was. This is a multicolored metal shield. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Color maxing? Yeah, totally. So that also means that I want to get fancy about the pedestals in our, like our long-term, right? Our long-term vault. So like the ice dome on the surface, I want to turn into our vault. So I want to make a bunch of pretty pedestals. I'm debating making like black bronze pedestals. That'd be kind of cool. Welcome in, Anthric. Look at the candy. Look at these gems. Wow, that's a lot of gems. People should be coming down for the gems. Let's go ahead and... Do I even have spots for more? I do. Okay, so let's assign some of these fancy things up here. We just got a shield. Are those their own things? Shields. Bunch of name stuff. Shining metal, multicolored metal shield, that can go there. And then those sandals. Footwear. It's probably like way the heck down here. Frilly rotted fabric sandals. Pigtail. I want... You have like shining metal sandals. Blind Cave Ogre leather sandals. There we go. Glowing metal sandals. I'm just gonna put them both on the same pedestal there. I think there's some other things that probably should be on pedestals, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And then let's check on our practice range here. Yeah, they're just gonna mill about when they don't have ammo. But we are gonna continue making ammo. But fortunately, I've restricted it to our actual siege operators. So this won't like tie up the entire fortress, it'll just tie up our 20 or so siege operators. Which is kind of how I want it anyway. I want them working on it. Look at all our black bronze. Okay. This is so good. This is so good. Oh, and they're just done already. That's so dang fast. That is so dang fast. Professional siege operator. So that means a single stack of bolts gives you 75 experience. That's kind of bonkers. Kind of bonkers. So this level looks fine, and then we've dug all that out. Wow, look at that. We grabbed a bunch of the gems, so now... And our miners should be good at this point, right? We got... We've killed a lot of legendary miners, but we have great and expert miners. So we're just gonna go ahead and start chopping away at this. Right? We're leaving this middle bit. We can't touch this. But the rest of this is ours. You'll also notice DF Hack is telling me about my missing Nemesis records, which is from an update today. There's an update today, by the way. I was chatting very briefly about it in the Kit Fox Discord, and have saved my save file once again. My understanding webbed, interesting. That all seems fine. Mandates, of course. So you want arrows? You just want a little bit of arrows? Been doing copper arrow. You're wanting one? Yeah, let's just do that. Could I be the next baby Cobalt to be born? Sure. I haven't been naming too many characters after people, but I can definitely give like a nickname. Mostly just because we're using this as kind of our story world. So I like their default names, but I can give someone like your nickname if you like. We have been getting births, so we're capped at 152, but we have been getting births. We've also been killing people. So it might just be a minute, but there will be babies. There are babies in here. Yeah, look at them go. Look at them go. We have a moody dwarf gathering items. Surgeon has been possessed. That's always a great sentence. This is going to take them forever. Forever. Can they even get to... Can they even get to these sandals if there's a flaming diamond on top of it? Like, there's no magma here anymore. It's just a flaming diamond. Can I put, like... Can I just tell them to dump a bucket of water on it? Moody dwarf? Yeah. And by dwarf, I mean kobold, but a kobold has a strange mood going on. That all seems fine. Hey, look how long it's going to take them just to mine through this adamantine. Do I have a way of just splashing some water on this? Cut the damaged part of the limb off and sewed so quickly that it barely registers that it happened. Full recover, but I limp. Yeah, just do a quick swap. Won't even notice. Especially since we haven't, like, discovered anesthesia in this world yet. Just gotta, like, bite down real hard on something. The Defended Hall, an engineers guild has been established. We actually have a siege operators guild. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, so most of our miners have bears assigned to them. You have 2 pets? Yeah, okay. Oh, and you also just have a cave block. Perfect. You have a bear, and you have a bear. Yeah, all our miners have giant war polar bears assigned to them for safety reasons. You know how that goes. And of course, I can't. I can't drop water directly from above. Finally, culture. What's the purple deer skull thing? That's my purple deer skull. That's my thing. It's a mask. It's a mask that I made. See? It's just a thing. It's been a while since I made it. Now my hair is stuck in everything? Yeah. Yeah. It's based off of a paper craft, if you know what that is. So I didn't design the shape of it. But I took a paper craft and just kind of redid it in EVA foam. And then covered it in shiny vinyl. And that's it. I've done 2 of them now. I made one for my partner as well. It's a bird skull. I don't know, it's cool. I just think it's neat. I just think it's neat. Oh, there we go. Look. We got some. You're hauling some up. Okay, we have a place set out for this to go. Surprised how easy it was to take off of that mount. It's just hanging on like there's just like a little eye bolt sticking through it, and then it just kind of like rests on the eye bolt. It's not actually attached to it, it's just hanging. I think what I'm gonna do, because I want these, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a wall. I'm gonna do like this. Right? I guess like this. And then I'm gonna hold off on this, and then we're gonna channel right here. And just put some water in there and see if that turns them off. Could 3D print it? It's true. It would be way heavier. That thing weighs almost nothing. And that is one of the reasons I like it so much. It's very comfortable to wear. And I have like neck problems, so if I put too much weight on my head, it's gonna be physically painful. So the fact that it's like as light as a feather is a big part of it. But also like making it is fun. The bird one I did live on stream. There's VODs of it. It's a really fun process. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I'm paused. But like to make something that big 3D printed and like stable and not fall apart on itself, it would actually be kind of heavy. Pretty sure. Watch the video of one of them. Yeah. I did the live stream and then I did like a little an edited video of it as well on the main channel. Okay, let's go look. Let's go check out where our adamantine is showing up. Should be ending up right here. It should be ending up right here. It's possible it's just still down like en route. Wheelbarrows would probably be good. I just want to really make sure they don't end up in some weird spot. Let's do like this. Go to boulders. Right, so now we have 4 raw adamantine. You're just being carried there. This is just giraffe hair thread. 1. 2's there. Okay, well, let's just keep an eye on you. Look, 100% better than 3D printed. IMO, I agree. In a car accident, no. I haven't talked about this on stream a whole lot. I have what's called hypermobility, which is a somewhat common thing. Most people know it as being double jointed. And I didn't realize until last handful of years, maybe last 2 or 3 years, that it has broader health implications, right? Oh, look, the cat is back. But basically a lot of my joints are kind of garbage, and my neck in particular is struggles sometimes. So I've over the last couple of years I've been going through the learning process of learning how to actually take care of myself, and part of it is not putting big heavy things on my head. I've learned that much. So this still says, so there's 4, right? All 4 are there. And then we have more happening, right? So we just 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that really all we've done so far? Might be all we've done so far. Tofu makes me so worried. Now we're saving. Oh, it's spring! First of spring! Who's gonna die? Thank you for the follow, Aethernol. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for the resub, Orion. I caught that at the very beginning, then forgot. 14 months is incredible. Tofu really like... So there's a ceiling fan in here? People die in spring? Yes. So... people die of old age in this game. And... if someone dies of old age, it only keeps track of the year. So if they die of old age, they die on the 1st of spring. And now it's the 1st of spring, so let's see what happens here. Our bird person is depressed. Yup. Spinner. Oh no, Nolak. Is that... No, that's a different Nolak. Our king is named Nolak. That's a different one. That's a different one? A different one. Only the one so far. Oh, nope. Traitor? Oh, you were like way down here. Were you one of our miners? Did one of our miners just die of old age? No. You must have just been hauling. I wish I could kind of look at them after they died. Sometimes it's kind of hard to know who someone was after they died. The cat looks similar. She is such a little character. Her tail is like over my monitor right now. Starving, dehydrated, or drowsy. Oh, we have a sheep. We have a sheep. And it's a pet, so I can't butcher it. I don't even know when that happened. Let's just toss it down here with the others. Sheep. Is it a you? There you are. There you are. I was gonna say, so there's a ceiling fan in here, and it has like the little danglies, and Tofo really likes playing with the danglies. That's a bone carver dead. Died in the cheese room down here. Dang, and they got a lot of stuff. Oh, bone doctor. Yup. Wow. That wasn't like our doctor, right? Clan fixer is Ito. I want to say we have a couple more doctors involved. If we look at our hospital. Yeah, we still got doctors. Okay. Well, we're probably gonna get babies. We're below our pop cap now. So the kobolds have been kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because, like, yes, now our world is old enough that we're going to have old age deaths happening on a somewhat regular basis. Like, dwarves live a little bit longer. But it also seems like kobold babies become adults faster. By a good bit. So some of the babies that were born in this fortress are already adults. Like, there's some... I want to say there's like a 2 or 3-year-old in our militia. Yeah, look, here's a 4-year-old. You're not in the squad though. But here's a 91-year-old. Our caravan tactician is 91. Their average, and then here's a child of 2. Like on average their age is like 95. More to appreciate the short time, yes. Yeah, like we don't have to wait around so much for dwarven babies to turn into dwarves. I can't remember how long it takes for them though. We got a bunch of dead alpacas. And I want to say, this is something that I wanted to check on. These should get butchered. Let's keep an eye on this. Our animals that die of old age should be getting butchered, and I want to double check that that has been happening. It's going to take you a hot minute to haul that upstairs, though. I'm gonna take a quick pause. We can check on down here. Don't want to forget about this. Someone left their dress in there. Someone will mine that eventually, I guess. Oh, we can do here. And that is kind of it. Okay. So currently we have... We're keeping a close eye on our candy stocks. We have 5 adamantine. 3 of them are there. 1 of them is there. So you are working on making strands. Did we get any strands? I also want to make sure that the strands end up as wafers. Red? Right? Does that mean it's already been used? If I go to my bars... We only have 1 adamantine wafer. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on this. So I want to say these are the 4 that we've hauled up. Because it does take a while to actually extract the strand. And then 1 more is on its way. That should be what's happening here. Yeah, there you are. Okay. I think we're still all accounted for. And you are hauling a yak. And then she just passes out. The amount of time it takes for them to go from like super hyperactive, destroying everything, get in your face, to unconscious is very, very quick. Like even for cats, I feel like cats are usually pretty quick about that, but these ones are faster than our previous cats. These are also kittens. Quiet mode, last 15 minutes of break. Okay, sounds good. Enjoy. Mood. Me too, thanks. Oh, and there goes the U. I mean, it says you're storing in a stockpile, so you're going to bring it up to the corpse stockpile. I guess we are also working on improving our garbage disposal system, right? So I've not turned this into a dump zone yet. I want this to be a dump. And I want this to connect. And that will be fine. And then this is just... Why is this all here? I did not ask for this to show up here. I guess I did, but I only wanted it to come from linked stuff. Okay, well, I don't want that here. Take it all out. And our big old garbage pile. Yeah, I want to deal with this. Okay, so here's the alpacas. These should be butchered, right? We should be able to butcher the corpse. If I go down to my kitchen. Butcher shop. I mean, there's llama wool in here. Does that mean that that just happened? Butcher and animal. So if they die of old age, I can't slaughter them. I can't get my meat out of them. Need to butcherable nearby unrotten item. I mean, they aren't rotten, they just died. What is this? This is a refuse stockpile. What was I putting here? Oh, this is that's for rawhide. And this is for... one kind of corpse? For Yeti corpses? Okay, fair enough. What if we just say that this is for alpaca and llamas? And then we're gonna go up to... oh, nope, up to our thing. Hello, Onyx, how's it going? I want this corpse stockpile to feed into this one. Right? That's what I want. A bunch of alpacas died. Let's see, is there like a standing order that I need to do with that? Gather refuse, gather outdoor refuse, ignore outdoor vermin, save corpses. Yeah, I mean, we save everything. It's also like there's automatically butcher carcasses. Huh. Don't quite know what that means. We're harvesting candy. Look at this. So here's our adamantine strand. And then we should have a manager is required. What? What do you mean? I have a stockkeeper. Is our manager okay? Shezra? I mean, you seem okay, right? And then you're both of them, right? Our stockkeeper. No, what was the one that does? Which one's my manager? What does that mean? Clan voice. Speaker for your kobolds. They handle both brokering and work orders. Did my broker die? Who is my broker? See, I wish I could go back and like look at what things were. Our broker must just have died of old age. So we want our clan voice to have good brokering skill and good management skill. We have a clan leader. Which I believe is like our mayor. I think that's our elected post. So our clan leader could do it. Shotlekey, I think, has other duties. Weaponsmith, gem setter. Skilled negotiator. Yeah. Grandmaster negotiator, master persuader. That's pretty good. Saw someone else's stream where a werehorse attacked, so I now understand why you have that one locked up. Yep. Yep. Do you know what kind of breed your cat is? Because I'm not 100% sure mine is. She's definitely a shelter cat. We don't really know breed. Like domestic short hair, right? I know that they were calling her a Torby, which I'd never heard before. She's like a tabby and a tortoise shell kind of coat. She has kind of some orange on her. But that's not really breed, right? That's just kind of coat style. But yeah, we don't really have any information about both of these cats. The other one you can't see because she's off camera, but she's sleeping, so I'm not gonna bug her. But yeah, they're both just shelter cats. We don't really know their history, other than the other one. Heck, she had her leg was broken when she was dropped off. Like she was found in a box by a church, right, and had a broken leg. So they had to fix her leg before we got her. But that's like all we know about her. Yeah, they thought she was gonna lose the foot. They thought she was gonna lose the leg entirely. And she didn't. Like miraculously. So, and now she's like a whole handful. Sometimes I wish she was a little less mobile. Who's gonna be our next voice? Maybe we should choose someone who's not very old. Cause like Sadler, I bet Sadler's old. No, not that old, only 53. But I don't want to split their duties too much. And then Kerr, our Eagle Man, is attending a meeting. And then Shotlekey the Bard is our candy processor. So yeah, you focus on this. You are the only person who can do that. Trying to get them their no, not you. Trying to get this trained up a bit. Look at this, professional siege operators. Oh my gosh. So then late or latte, I don't know how we're supposed to pronounce some of these. Praying to Toulon, you are our legendary weaponsmith. But that doesn't happen very often, right? Maybe that would be a good position to overlap. Right? Yeah, you're our legendary weaponsmith. And that's kind of it. You don't have any other things assigned to you. All of your other skills are garbage. Wow. Legendary weaponsmith, rusty at everything else. But you're good at speaking, persuader, judge of intent, negotiator is not nothing. Yeah, I think late here is going to become our new voice. I think that's our best bet. So now we're going to go down here and make sure that bedroom assignment happens. Because that was... Yeah, Sisa the trader. Dang. So that's our stockkeeper. So then this becomes late. All these babies. Do like that. And then we're gonna find you again. Unassign your other. Right? Just normal quarters. This now becomes Olders. And dead spouse. But we also need to assign some bedrooms for our new babies, right? Yeah, let's just let's give all these hatchlings a bedroom. What is that? A winged voice person? Winged voice is one of our civilization wide posts. Because we're the capital, we have some king and retinue kind of posts. I want to say Winged Voice is like our civilization-wide trader, like liaison. I don't know if it's like liaison or like the dwarves normally have like a chief trader position that's different from that, but it's the equivalent of that. Mine was a stray we took in, had an infected, I assume, bite wound on the shoulder. Oh, dang. Yeah, those are good to get taken care of. That's cool, though. I mean, we didn't take in, like, a stray off the street, right? We went to a shelter and they like, we have some strays. I've never had the opportunity to just, like, find a cat and be like, you're mine now. But I really do like that idea. So you get a bedroom. It seems like we have enough bedrooms. Blam. Places. Morris. Morris is a fantastic kobold name. And there we go. Shag. Okay, everyone's got a bedroom. So now I'm allowed to do work orders again. Hooray. What was I working on? Oh yeah, so we're doing adamantine wafers. And that should activate. So I want to keep an eye on that. Proficient liar, you gotta have that for political position. Yeah, totally. Totally. I assume that comes up in trading conversations. So our strange mood is still going, wow. I guess let's go see what you're doing. What did you even find? Holy cow. Galena gypsum, rough blue diamond, stray yak bones, rough clear diamond, polar bear leather, stray yak bone, pigtail cloth, and polar bear leather. So a bunch of stuff, but other than like 2 diamonds, not a lot of like high value stuff. Considering you could have grabbed Yeti bones. You could have grabbed Yeti bones. My cat bit the magnets out of a shower curtain. Oh dear. They didn't swallow them, I hope. I recently got a bonsai, and I'm having a hard time finding a spot where the bonsai can live where it's not in tofu range. There we go. Surgeon has created Korshaizad, a Galena toy boat. Hooray. We're 2,000. That's a pretty mediocre thing there. Oh, and did those, or no, they haven't ended up here yet. They're not here. That was a Galena toy boat. So we're gonna go down to toys. Might just be at the bottom. Not really. There you are, toy boat. Hopefully it doesn't have FIV. That's also a thing you should check. But the vet is all definitely knows about all that stuff. Why are you not mining there? I guess I did tell them all to work on this. Oh, there's one more. We got one. Frank got FIV from a big old neck wound. Oh dear. FIV is the feline equivalent of HIV. Yeah. They just got their own. So got three more sitting here. And then, yeah, come do this, please. But our vet was like, you have to, like, I don't think we would have been allowed to take Tofu home without that test. I want to say they even did it. How did that work? They either did it before we showed up, or it was like, I think they did it like when we got her, and then we had to wait a little bit to get the results. I want a pond right here. And then hopefully it's only going to take like 3 or 4 buckets to get in here, but hopefully that's going to like put out this fire. We also have stuff going on up here, right? Is our ice machine done? Our ice machine is done. So we're going to pause the last of these, and then we're going to channel. I'm actually going to say this is high priority as well, because we can get working on the next batch. And then if we go over to here, still have all this going on. Yeah, let's do another round of this. US has a vaccine for it, so you can take FIV cats with non-FIV if you vaccinate the other cat, but in Europe it's banned. It's banned? Why is it banned? I would understand it not being available, but why is it banned? There's a spider in the siege room. There's also an elven caravan. I don't know if we care to trade with the elves today. Yeah, Suig here just became a child. We're already ran off. Kobold child at 1 year old. So they stopped being a baby at 1. I want to say they are an adult at like 2 or 3. Maybe 4. Definitely less than 4. Okay, so you are working on the strands. I'm assuming someone has done our wafer. So wafers are happening. Excellent. Construction of certain goods. You just always want grates. We have a recurring grate thing in there, so I'm just gonna let that go. There's no way that elves brought aluminum, right? They don't bring metal anything. They don't bring metal anything. Okay, so this got cleared out. There's still a dump. These just end up here. Yeah, why don't we get to slaughter these? So ultimately what I want to do here I mostly just want to burn all of this. Like, there's all these bones, but like they're not worth anything. I'd rather them just use the Yeti bones for our stuff. So do I just dump this whole stockpile? I mean, 90% of this is goblin anyway. Okay, I'm gonna say, let's see, there's like a pet in here. I'm just gonna do a mass dump. Do it in sections so we don't completely overload ourselves. So they're working on this. Slowly, slowly, slowly. No migrants this season. We'll see if we get a baby. More giant polar bears! Excellent. Anyone gonna work on filling this pond? Filling water skin? Sure. Sure, that's the same thing. No, I want to do this. Yeah, I want it to be a pond. More dorks! Hooray, more dorks. I don't know why people get stuck sometimes. Diplomacy. Winged one meets with the elf. We've been agreeing to their tree demands because we don't really need trees. But also, this is how you meet with the king. Is you have to like stack on the throne, stack on the ice throne with the king. This is the only way to meet with him. Yeah, look, wafers. Oh my goodness, we're making wafers. Does that mean we have enough for... I think we can make a cage. Dope. We have 3 adamantine wafers. Cool. So you are in the stockpile? As they end up in the stockpile, I'm gonna forbid them. You are still in the smelter. Perfect. Forbid. No touchy. And then you're here working on it. Perfect. This takes a minute, doesn't it? Wow. I'm glad we got started on it. Fill pond! Okay, so someone is going to attempt to fill our pond here. Hopefully they can fill it fast enough that it doesn't just dry out. I guess that's a concern. Fact-oriented. I don't think I've seen that one before. Well, this is a nice little vein here. Wow. Okay. There is now 1 bit of water in there. Hopefully someone else is coming to do some more. Yep, okay. So they're gonna come from upstairs, but they'll work on it. This one, I don't think there's anything we can do about. Okay. And then more XP. More siege XP. The bear people like hauling their stuff around. So where are we at? So here's like a 4-year-old adult. You are adequate. Oh, I guess I can see everyone's XP if I go over here, right? If I go siege operator, we have 1 accomplished, we have several proficient, and then skilled and competent. Everyone is at least novice. So you're proficient, you're competent. So the 2 people that we have assigned here are clearly swapping out, which is what we want. And then all the garbage is ending up here. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. You all keep an eye on the garbage here. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. And I'm back. And you're back. We're both back. Hooray. There's just some rocks in there too. Oh, I guess I probably did. Whatever. Look at them go. So we were working on clothing. We have so much clothing. We have so much partially degraded clothing. Oh, and then we were working on our ice up here, right? Do we have ice? We have ice! Hooray, ice! In this specific context. I'm gonna say we're gonna make our reinforced walls. Right, I wanna go all the way across using ice and black bronze. I'm 1 short. Oh my goodness. This is gonna take a minute. We've gotten this far using a bunch of ice from our digging down below. But now it's slower. Is there anything else we want to do down here? I guess I do want to rearrange this, don't I? That might give us some ice. Might also use some ice. Yeah, how do we want to do that? I don't want to just dig things willy-nilly. I don't want to quarry out our glacier. I want it to be pretty functional. You are loading. I think, does loading give XP as well? 477. And you just immediately go into firing, so it's hard to tell. Jeez. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And okay, there's two. Oh, look, okay. It's no longer on fire. It is no longer on fire. It's just like degraded. Wow, okay, cool, perfect. So now we're gonna get rid of this pond. We're gonna disassemble our walls here. And we can now mine that spot. And we can get to our sandals. Going deeper is terrifying. This is like a whole, it's a whole thing. But we do have our adamantine right here. Perfect. Can we still use a damaged diamond? I wonder. Someone told a story recently about how their fort died because something invaded and got inside because someone dropped a sock in the doorway and couldn't close it. Classic. Classic. This is a long time ago, but I had a forgotten beast get into the fortress because a block was in a door. Like I was actively trying to put forgotten beasts into like a menagerie situation. So it was like quite secure if the doors could close, but someone just like dropped a block in, like a block that was being used for the construction of the menagerie in the doorway. And it caused problems. Yep. Yep. I don't think I could mine down from here. I don't remember. Oh, that's dangerous. I don't want to do that. Everyone is sparring. We're making more bolts. Making more adamantine wafers. More polar bear clubs. Are we experiencing a polar bear explosion yet? This is the approaching explosion territory. I think these are all gonna get war training. But that might be about it. I think as these other ones get older, these might be food. Or we'll say, instead of these getting war training, right, we have 2 more that have war training but aren't assigned to anything. So maybe we'll do like 3 more war trained ones. And the rest of these are going to be available as pets. We'll see if anyone adopts them as pets. Bear burgers? Yeah, exactly. Probably like an elk burger, right? Like slightly gamey, but still good. Yeah, we're gonna have a dozen or so adult giant polar bears available as pets. And then as these become older, they go away. More adamantine wafers! Oh my gosh. Yeah. Keep at it, please. We also have our millstone stuff going. So we're working on dyed cloth, right? So we got a bunch of dye here. How are those jobs doing? Tint gray cloth, slate gray. So this unused dyeable cloth. Is this dyed? The material is gray. Is that because it's dyed gray? Oh, we have some yarn to spin, don't we? Slate gray with dimple dye. Okay. Clearly we should be making thread, right? Weave thread into cloth. Because we have plant cloth. Maybe let's crank this up to like 200. 200 plant cloth. And then we should be doing the same thing with yarn into cloth. Let's bring this up to 200 as well. And then I'll work on dyeing that. It's nice to have that on hand for when we want to do like a big clothing order. And then if we're looking here, that all got dumped. So yeah, same kind of thing. We're gonna dump all of this. Just let them work on it. And then ideally this whole stockpile is gonna go away. I just want garbage to be dealt with like immediately. So there's this big goblin pile. And then down by our kitchens, we also have this pile, which just has a bunch of stuff in it still. Walrus ivory. Yeti cartilage. Yeah. I don't think we can do anything with the, like, little Yeti parts. There's a Yeti skeleton. I think we can do that. So you're here to dump item. That just get... Nope, it's still there. Okay. You're here to dump that. You're here to dump that. See, some of them are coming down here for it. Curious why that is. Dumping leg, dumping something. Let's see, now you are storing in a stockpile. But where? No, I don't want you going... I definitely don't want you hauling it back up here. Or do I just, like, get rid of this whole stockpile? Maybe it's time to just ditch the stockpile. And dump the whole mess. Dump the whole mess. We'll sort it out when we get all our stuff into a pile. Okay. Training continues. Mining continues. That means we now have enough. I should be able to make an adamantine animal trap. This is the part where we go back to science. We have 7 adamantine wafers. I'm going to come down to our forges. have... We're still making bolts. We're making so many bolts. But I want to make... adamantine. Science! For a pet? Yeah, kinda. I don't even know where it lives. Oh, you want grates, whatever. So adamantine animal trap. We're going to make precisely one adamantine animal trap. This is something that we've been poking at for the entirety of this fortress. We've been here for like 30 years at this point. And the entire time I've had the dream... I have a dream of making a sauna. And I know that is a very silly dream, and it has no actual functional in-game benefit. I just want to, right? But it turns out making steam in a repeated manner is difficult and or impossible. Like if you combine water and magma, you get some steam, but you also get obsidian. So you'd have to like mine it out and then like redo it, right? You can't just like have two things flowing into each other and make infinite steam. So we've tried a couple different things. All of them didn't work. And the last thing that I have to try, my last idea, is a fire snake. Because fire snakes have a very high body temperature, to the point where they will melt any cage that is not made of adamantine or divine metal. So I actually need this adamantine to make a cage to hold a fire snake. I want to see what happens if I put a cage filled with fire snake into a pool of water. My confidence is very low that it's going to do anything. But I must try. I must try. The adamantine is happening. At the very least, we can call the adamantine cage trap a symbol of the king, so it's not going to be a waste. It's just kind of silly. If we could make infinite steam, we could have infinite energy, seeing as the most power stations are just about making steam. It's true. This is the equivalent of cobalt fusion. It's free energy. Perpetual motion machine. You just gotta get a fire snake. And an unmeltable trap. Because we have fire snakes. Like, you see them down here. We have fire snakes. We've also seen magma crabs, but I haven't been able to catch one. I've been wanting to catch a magma crab for years. Got some flesh balls. We got some crundles. Yeah, nothing else. Fire snake. Fire snake. The king demands a fire snake. This is kind of incredible. It's been a long time since I've actually, like, gotten this far into an adamantine vein. True, this year and last year? Oh, was it like the year of the snake? I never actually follow that. Never really pay attention to it. So what's going to happen here, I'm going to want to pop open these last 3 bits, just for the sake of completeness. There could be more fancy stuff in there. Could also be more monsters. It's probably more monsters. But I want to do them from 25 and 26. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't usually pay attention to those. Fire snakes rule. The fire snakes in Rule Vault 101. Tunnel snakes rule. They do, kind of. I'm going to want to mine this from above, and then I don't want the... if there's something in here, I don't want it to go this way, which is what happened last time and what killed several people. So I'm going to put a backup wall here, so that when we mine that, it's just going to like come up into here. That's what I want. And then these should be fine. Love that this whole civilization exists for the purpose of making an experimental sauna. Yeah. Yeah. Seems like a pretty koboldy task to me. Let's go check on them now. Do we have we made? Have we constructed an adamantine animal trap? It's worth 2,000. Okay. So here's what we need to do. I can't even say that like with authority. We're going to forbid all the copper ones. So the only animal trap we're going to have available happens to be made out of adamantine. Look at it. Oh, look at it. Now this is the part where I have to remind myself how this works, because there's two different ways to catch vermin. I'm gonna look at animal trap. So there's order the task: capture a live land animal from the vermin catcher's shop or butcher's shop. Trapper will grab an available animal trap and begin to pursue and capture wild vermin from there. So we should build a shop down below. This can cause the dwarves to only pursue certain vermin, i.e. cave spiders, if those are the only vermin near the stockpile. Or to catch a vermin in water, which we're not going to bother with. Animal traps can also be built adjacent to any walkable tile, and then you put bait in it. But I don't know what we would use to bait for a fire snake, so I think we're just going to, like, ask them to catch. Do they have religious beliefs? They sure do. I could make the sauna part of their religion. One of the most popular gods in our civilization and the world is the lungfish god of rivers. Praise rivers. The boats of paddling is the god of rivers and is a lungfish, and so lungfish are holy in our civilization and have been for quite a while. When we're in adventure mode, which we've also been doing, a lot of people will just say praise rivers, and it's my favorite. I love it. Main advantage of building an animal trap over using vermin catcher's shop or butcher shop is the ability to specify the location or biome. Disadvantage: it requires bait to function and cannot set baited traps underwater. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... I didn't realize you could do it from a butcher shop. Catch a live land animal. So let's go downstairs. Let's go down here. I'm going to build a butcher shop. Right, I'm just gonna plop down a butcher shop right here. And then... wasn't there a super tiny river here? There was in a slightly different spot. I don't think we ended up being able to embark onto where the river was. I want to say it was. I want to say it's like a little north of us. Yeah, I don't think we technically have a river here. But our other two forts have had a river. Famously. Cool, cool, cool. This is just gonna burn forever. Everyone's gonna choke on smoke forever. Yep. That's gonna make them grumpy. And I bet our siege operators are getting tired of running back and forth. Legendary warrior. Talented siege operator. So where are we at? Where are we at with siege operators? Great expert adept. Wow. Still a couple of novices. Let's see if we can round that out a little bit. But also the fact that we have a guild. No, actually, they just made it an engineer guild, not a siege operator guild. If we can get this guild established and get them to like actually operate as a guild in here, that'd be fantastic. Extend Route River project, that'd be cool. We have a bay. We have a wind farm. Does that count? Atmospheric rivers? Is that the same thing? So there's one boulder left there, which we didn't have the ability to put into anything because it takes 2 for everything. So I'm actually gonna do. I'm just gonna construct a wall to get that boulder moved. I'm also going to deconstruct this. 'Cause I want to make adjustments here. The lungfish, a creature of adversity, of 2 worlds. It's true. I mean, when you think about it, the lungfish is a very interesting fish to have as a deity, right? Like, it's the deity of rivers, but it can be anywhere else. So this is for no particular deity. This one is for the Creed of Vultures, which is a different god. And this is Communion of Oceans, and this is Fellowship of Tempest. So I want to say that this one is for a religion dedicated to our lungfish god. And then now we can turn these back on and they'll start refilling them. It will only take us forever. Is that the mountains, no fish there? I mean, Leopard Bends is in the mountains. Or it is a mountain, it's a volcano. But anywhere there's rivers. Couldn't tell you what dwarves worship in that account, true. But that's just the dwarves, right? We'll let the dwarves be dwarves. And we'll have all the lungfish to ourselves. Dying cloth is happening. Depression is happening. More polar bears. Wow. Wow. So there are more adults here. So we're gonna butcher the adults as they become adults. And I don't think anyone has adopted these. These were all assigned, right? Because they're all war giant polar bears. I don't think any of the non-war trained ones have been adopted. Oh, you're in the tundra, giant polar bears? Yes. Oh, yes, we are. Hello, hello, welcome in. We are on a glacier. We are on a, what's it called? The good savage one. Joyous Wild? This is a Joyous Wild glacier. On the coast. Yeah, we have igloos. This is our retreat. We have a tavern, we have a penguin zoo, we have a library, we're working on a big vault. This is our temples. We have stuff under here. This is our throne room. Look at my throne room. We have our siege operators practicing on the bolt throwers down here. Got Daka Daka happening. We're doing really good here. I'm really happy with where we're at. We're having a giant polar bear explosion at the moment, which I can't really be upset about because polar bears have like a ×3 material multiplier for their bits. And we've been focusing on making quality meals here. We're also working on taking out the garbage. But like if we go down to our butcher shop, slaughter straight giant giant polar bear. Yeah, that Yeti did get interesting. Okay. But like if I look for the meat, right? On the skull, we should keep the skulls. Oh, the skull's worth nothing? Really? Like 50 bones. Maybe we should keep those. I'm gonna say... So we have a stockpile down here where we're saving the Yeti bones and the Yeti skulls, of which we've had several. That many skulls, I guess. Oh, and then the rock, we had a rock show up. But I'm gonna say that this takes polar bears and giant polar bears. It's really just... I guess I don't need the... I guess I do. We'll do like this. Wow, so happy dwarves, is that because they have personal bears for everyone? Our mood situation is interesting, right? It's actually been on the downslide. At one point we had triple digits in the happiest. But also we're primarily kobolds. Which doesn't matter too much, but our needs are slightly different than an average dwarf. Not necessarily in a way that makes it easier, but just kind of different. But if we go to needs, right? They like crafting. A lot of them are grumpy because they're away from friends and family. They should be able to think abstractly because we have basically we have one of everything here, right? We have a library so they can think abstractly. You should be able to learn things. We're making extravagant things, right? We're dyeing all of our cloth. So we're making these nice llama wool togas. This is worth 100 on its own. So that kind of thing helps. One of the things that we've been focusing on recently is quality meals, which is the thing that I've not really thought about before. Where do I find decent meals? Not distracted after a lack of decent meals. But like some people in here telling a story, should in theory have had good meals. Untroubled after eating a good meal. I don't think of quality meals much at all, just have them auto cook. Yeah, and that's typically what I've done in the past. What I find, so like you can feed them just fine, right? They will never starve to death. They can eat their plump helmet roasts all day long and it's totally fine. But they will never satisfy the good meal need, right? Emotional need. See, we have focused polar bear men here. And part of it's because our meals are just stacked. Like, see that one? Actually, this one does count. So it has to be over 20, I believe, for an individual meal. But like, look at here. This is a stack of polar bear tallow roasts. 19 of them is worth 1,000. That is absurd. So the strategy that we've been using recently is we've been importing our meat. We've been trading for our meat from the caravans, but we're specifically only trading in like the exotic meats, like giraffe and rhino and lion are worth quite a bit meat-wise. Yeah, I don't know how precise this is, but if it's 1,000, then these are worth 50 each. So that's just a stack of 19 good, happy thoughts. And like these, like even that. I mean, our appraiser is needing to get their experience back, so these aren't as precise as they used to be. But yeah, like cheetah tripe roast should be pretty good. We still have like alpaca cheese roast and those things, so like the quality of the skill of our cook also matters. We've been restricting who can cook. So we have 1 legendary cook and 2 master cooks, who are the only people who are allowed to cook our meals. Booze matters less, so everyone can brew, but only those people can cook the meals. And that has done quite a bit for improving the quality of our meals. But yeah, some animals are just worth more than others as far as their parts are concerned. And so our meal, yeah, giant polar bear meat. A stack of 58 meat is worth 1,000. And that's just gonna get put into meals and be amazing. That has impacted our mood a fair bit. But I think realistically, the most reliable thing you can do for making your people happy is waterfalls. And we have kind of accidental waterfalls here, kind of unintentional waterfalls. Actually, I wonder if they're still dripping. Like, we were getting water dripping through here, but we've plugged up most of our aquifer at this point. Like my waterfalls. Waterfalls are borderline broken, like borderline overpowered. They're just so good. They're way too good. So here is what's gonna happen. I want to resituate this. So what we have here is our trade depot and an entrance down to our trade goods, right? And construction supplies. And then that goes through our barracks, our hard point. And then we have a garbage disposal chute is the intent behind this. And then it goes down here. And then this is like our siege loot, our goblinite processing center, right? So we're melting things here, we're dumping and incinerating things here. And that kind of accounts for most of it, right? Don't go chasing unintentional waterfalls. That's true. That's probably dangerous. We should see if are people getting. Everyone here is going to be overloaded on dead body thoughts. Curious how many waterfall thoughts we're getting these days. We might want to actually make an intentional waterfall at some point. Yeah. Legendary dining room. Yeah, I want to get rid of all these corpses for this reason. Delighted being near a waterfall. Okay, that wasn't that long ago. But I'm thinking about rearranging this. Oh, petition. The defensive house has many members in sludge skewers and now requires a guild hall. A siege operator guild. That isn't that what I have? What is this? Siege operator guild. It just needs to be fancier. Do I just need to toss in? I guess for these guild halls we've been engraving them. I don't like the color of the engraved stuff as much. We might still have some statues. We were making silver statues at one point. We also have all our gems that we're gonna have to do something with. Actually, I think I have a plan for the gems. I might have a plan for the gems. We have a platinum statue and a platinum statue and a platinum statue. Okay. That'll probably do it. And a platinum statue. I bet that'll do it. Let's do furniture, statue, a platinum statue, a platinum statue, a platinum statue, and a platinum statue. Enjoy. Heard about waterfalls, but I'm really lazy to organize these. Maybe I really should make them. Yeah, and you don't have to get as... Some people get really fancy with them and make like little machines in their tavern. I find just having like if you have a main vertical thoroughfare, like a big stairwell going down, just having some water dripping through it. It doesn't have to be more fancy than that. You want to be careful about there being too much water because you can like flush people down. But in the past I've had like, I have a particular kind of pattern that I like that ends up with a spiral ramp. And then like and then waterfalls kind of along the edges. So as they go down the spiral ramp, they just like, they're guaranteed to get a waterfall thought every time they go up and down. New DF version helps you rolling a new world. Selected an embark with natural waterfall. It also freezes. Dang. I haven't had any freezes yet today. The new patch today seemed to have supposedly helped. Babies are growing into children. We're giving birth to more polar bear cubs. Yeah, wow. We got so much stuff going on here. Freezes as in frozen water. Oh, I see. Yep, that'll also happen. Yeah, content in a legendary dining room. You doing like double bomb jumps over there? That was pretty good. That's some good air right there. How do I want to do this? I want more ice. I feel like I need access to more ice before I do what I'm trying to do here. So maybe we'll let that go. The main thing that I'm thinking. So this is high level Dwarf Fortress thinking. My original intent was to have a stockpile up here that collects all of the siege stuff. So like their corpses, their weapons, their clothing, all went into one stockpile. And then I wanted it all loading into this minecart, and then the minecart gets pushed down here, and then everything ends up in this stockpile, and then this stockpile feeds into like the corpse stockpile and the melt stockpile, and wherever else it needs to go, right? I'm thinking what needs to happen, because it wasn't working quite that way. It wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. I think what I want to have happen is I'm going to have a little shelter here. I'm going to make, instead of having just the minecart inside the wall, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to put multiple little stockpiles inside this igloo. And we're going to have maybe 2 different minecarts. So instead of putting it all into one pile and then moving the pile and then sorting it down there, I think we're just going to sort it immediately. So like we're going to have a corpse stockpile, a weapon stockpile, a everything else stockpile. Another strange mood. And then we'll just have 2 different minecart tracks. I think basically we're going to have things that get dumped and incinerated and things that get melted. And then everything else is like clothing that might get claimed. So maybe that's what we do. Maybe we have a dump cart and a melt cart. I think that's my goal here. Unfortunate dwarves. Oh no. But what about the kobolds? We don't actually have any dwarves here. We've had dwarves in our kobold fortresses before, but this is not one of them. I don't even think we have humans or elves either. We are purely kobolds and polar bear people. Are you melting the whole surface? No, we're making ice. This is our ice machine. Never met kobolds before, so this is a mod. These are modded kobolds. Game should be fine. Hopefully. We are building inside of our glacier. This is our throne room. But think about it, you could melt all the ice and make a new sea. It's true. Oh, well, the thing that we're working on... Let's see if we can get this working. I have a butcher shop here. Oh, and they butchered a polar bear down here. Whatever. You are not going to take general work orders. That's the first thing. You are going to catch a live land animal. I want to catch a fire snake. I just made myself an adamantine animal trap so that we can catch a fire snake. I want to see this happen. Older. Our legendary stonecrafter is going to attempt to catch a fire snake in an adamantine animal trap. Hopefully. You're going up? Why are you going up? Do you have to go over like that? Was that really the fastest way to do that? My world thankfully has a batch of kobolds that are hostile with me, so I'll meet him this time. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Where are you going? Does the animal trap need to be downstairs to start with? Tony the fire snake. Why can't I scroll? Let me scroll. Found out through DF Hack that if you embark on a frozen ocean, the waves are also frozen and sometimes multiple Z levels tall. That's dope. Never seen that before. Reminds me of my fort had giant hyenas that I caught, and we ended up breeding them for war and hunting. We would just unleash 50 dwarves and 100 hyenas on invaders. Yeah. 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 So yeah, the giant war polar bears do help. But the polar bear men themselves are really what saved our butts last time. Like a polar bear man with an axe and legendary fighter is absurd. Also, if your goal is fire snakes, you can make the traps out of iron, but you have to monitor them closely and address them quickly or they melt after a bit. Yeah, I want to like permanently trap a fire snake in a cage trap. Or in an animal trap. I don't want to like catch a fire snake and process the fire snake. I want to have a fire snake. That's my goal here. Hopefully he makes his way down there. Divine metal, yeah. So we've found a whole one divine metal item that is not a named artifact. So we found one. But if I melt it, I'll only get 0.9 of a bar. So if I find a second artifact, or a non-artifact blistered metal item, like it has to be that specific metal too, right? That's what's been the holdup there. Hey, you just want to do this up here. Okay, hold on. I assumed it was going to be like the location of the shop. I can't set the material of the cage? That's interesting. I have not considered that before. So I'm going to say empty animal traps no longer belong here. I'm going to put animal trap stockpile here. And then an animal stockpile right here, right? If I find fire snakes. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this job. Wherever you went, I just want to make sure that my animal trap doesn't walk off. So hopefully this ends up downstairs. It's a very fun thing that can be found with fire snakes. I think I've mentioned it before. If you happen to have a dwarf that has a macabre mood and the only available corpse is a fire snakes, you'll use it as an artifact. And if they do, the artifact's base temperature becomes the same as a snake's temperature. I was reading this in the wiki. I don't know if we specifically talked about it, but I did read that in the wiki. It'll instantly burst anyone that tries to pick it up into flames. Yeah. So I'm attempting to, like, harness the power of a fire snake without killing anyone. That's my goal here. Okay. Animal trap is now there. So now if I say, catch a live land animal. Kobold child has created Rarka Saz, a chestnut crown. The wood is important, child. Wood is a very scarce resource. I would appreciate you not turning it into random crowns. Is it gonna be wood? Or like logs? Or no, this isn't material. This is a thing. So I want crown. That's what I want. Rarka Saz. Perfect. I think you technically have fire snakes as pets, but I've never tried. That's, yeah, that sounds very dangerous. Especially this fortress. Can you that would kill this fortress. That would actually murder this fortress. Do you have to feed the fire snakes? No, you don't have to feed vermin. If memory serves. Looks like someone is coming for this. Also, I guess I also want to check that our adamantine has been fully processed at this point. Look at our boulders. We have 15 raw adamantine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at all that. And then our thread. It's hopefully not stacking up. Oh, there's one adamantine strand. And then hopefully it's currently in the smelter. Perfect. Okay. And then as far as bars go, 9 adamantine wafers. I'm just gonna Yep, I'm gonna fruit bit them all. Unless there's one just like, they happen in here, don't they? Yeah, okay. Greatest weakness is global warming, true. I know I've had fluffy wamblers as pets before, so I know you can have vermin pets, yes. I did know that. I had an adventure with a hamster pet for a while. I don't know what happened to the hamster, though. What if your sauna works but melts your glacier? That's also a concern. We're gonna have to do some experimenting. Our first experiment is going to be underground with rock to see if it actually works at all. And then if that is possible, the second test will be like away from our buildings. But I'm imagining like making a stone basin for it and make it thick enough that like that the heat won't transfer. Oh! Fire snake! We have a fire snake! Oh my god. Oh my god, fire snake. Okay. Okay. Task number 1 complete. We have caught a fire snake. Fire bake. It's gonna bake. It's in there baking right as we speak. We're going to slaughter these 2. These are all the war-trained ones. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it be. Okay. Now, we even have a little test room. Our silly little test room. Right? Yeah. So I'm gonna say, is this connected to anything? Because like I was trying to... What was I trying to do? I was trying to put like a pot of water in magma. I think that's what I was trying to do. I don't know if someone's gonna come grab this. And then, yeah, this is a pot in some water. But I think what I want to do, yeah, you're just gonna grab that. So I'm gonna open this. Also gonna put our fire snake up here. This is an animal. Fire snake stockpile. And I'll just get rid of that one. I'm gonna leave this in case we want more. I think 1 is gonna be plenty for us, but... So that'll drain, so I'm going to open this. What if the steam is too hot and you get cooked kobolds? That is also a question, but I don't think steam is harmful. I don't think steam hurts. We will also test this. But I think what I need to do... So how do I... Oh! It happened. A vile force of darkness has arrived, and they're coming on this side of the screen. They've been coming on the north side of the screen. That's fun. Hopefully our stuff works this time. Actually, we're gonna drop a save here. Because if our bolt throwers don't work, we're just gonna like reload, because I've had some inconsistent issues with that, and I would like them to actually function. I think it is possible to have steam burn entities, but they have to be like in it when it happens. Yeah. I mean, of course, steam isn't harmful. We are used to playing Dwarf Fortress right now. It's true. Dwarf Fortress steam is the most useful thing in the world, right? I know that if something nearby boils, you can get caught in the cloud in adventure mode. And see, like if, I know that if something drops into magma and you're standing by the edge, the magma can splash. I know that will hurt you. But I don't know if I've had steam specifically do it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna test it. And if it turns out that the steam is lethal, we're just gonna make a sauna for goblins. That's ultimately what happens. If it turns out to be dangerous, we'll just make it dangerous on purpose. It'll still be useful. Army is commanded by the goblin Thifa Winterstrap, a competent commander. Beware their armored, skilled goblin spearmen. With him come monstrous siege engineers and a war cave dragon from the dark goblin fortress of Tear-Hated. Okay. So. There's already 35 on screen. Bosa, the war cave dragon. From Tear-Hated? So they're coming from here, right? Tear-Hated, yeah. So we're down here. They're coming from here. There's a destroyed goblin capital down here. There's an occupied goblin capital up here. That's its own story. There's just a random chorister here. That's the one. I guess there's not really a way to avoid that. Visitors getting caught outside. I think some of our people are gonna get caught out there. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save right here. I know from doing lava shenanigans that hot splashes and stuff can kill. Yes, that can definitely kill you. Had a Steam Forgotten Beast recently. It was epic and would non-stop write and be totally harmless. Yep. Yeah, some Forgotten Beast materials are not quite so dangerous. Yeah, siege wall. We'll see how many we have here. Our previous siege was 112. Non-stop fight. Yeah. And then you kill them and it doesn't leave a corpse. They just go psst. Could use a Steam Forgotten Beast to train dwarves. True. If it's actually invincible and harmless, that would be very useful. Okay, so we've made lots of things. First things first, we are going to set our civilian alert. And we're going to turn on our things, right? So these are going to set to fire at will. Doubt they're going to come over this way, but I'd rather have people on hand for if they do. I mean, we can shoot across here even, if they get in range. Oh, and there's some up here too. We'll do these as well. Now, target practice is over, right? These are all just sitting here unused. So I'm going to unforbid these stockpiles that can be used for reloading. And then we currently do not have traders here, so that's fortunate. I am tempted to close this. I was just about to like start fiddling with this, and I was like, I shouldn't open this up before I'm able to close it off because we'll get siege right when it's open, right? And we totally would have. I'm glad I hesitated there. I'm gonna pull this lever because we don't have traders in here right now to squish. But you might be screwed. Fortunately, you're a visitor and not a citizen. Fortunately. But you are probably gonna get got here. While that is all happening, I still want to make sure... This is what I was trying to do right that moment, right? I want to build my animal trap. Needs access to animal trap. So where's my... It's just not in a stockpile. But someone's gonna come grab it. So someone's gonna bring it upstairs, and then we'll build it, and then we'll test things. Right now, I guess I also want to double check my burrow, right? I think this hasn't really changed. I guess this part did. Right? This is all saved. The rest of that is not. Yep, that's all good. And then this should all be the same. And is just stupid quarry stuff anyway. I don't think we really changed much down here. Yeah, that should be fine. I assume... I guess I want someone to actually come down here and get our thing, right? So I'm gonna temporarily say that this is safe. Okay. Now, hopefully our bolt throwers get the message. Taking bets on how many people are in this siege. I'm gonna guess over 100. Yeah, run. They're not petitioning either. They're just here. And you, our grand schemer, also wants to leave. And then you should be coming inside. You should be coming in, or no, yeah, you should be coming inside. Okay. Everyone get inside, please. That was a polar bear. Okay. Or no, yep. Where'd it happen? That just happened, right? Yeah, okay. Poor chorister got ambushed, properly ambushed there. Up to 59 invaders. That'll probably give them a little pause, though. Sometimes they like to sit on a corpse. We do have one person ready on the bolt thrower. I'm hoping this... Did you get pulled? It must have just gotten pulled. Right? Okay, perfect. Sweet. So that means I also want people on our ballistas here. Yeah. We're actually gonna have to use our actual little kill corridor. Okay. Yeah! Yeah. Okay. Daka. Irdi firing on the war cave dragon. Oh, look at that art. That's new. Silver bolt strikes the war cave dragon in the leg, in the lower body. Cool. Yeah. Look at that. Okay. This might go very well. Hi, creature. We're up to 89. There's clearly some hidden things in here. In theory, we have people coming to fire our bolt throwers, right? Storing items. They're storing all, moving all our bolts around. But they're not our actual people. Cool stream. Thank you. It's been an eventful one, hasn't it? I'm assuming our burrows are set up. Yeah, they should be able to get in here. Do we have firebolt thrower? Okay, so people are attempting to come fire the bolt throwers. So let's see what happens. And you still have 25 bolts here. Oh my goodness. It's 115. And we've already killed a couple. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, they're coming for us now. Okay. Oh, and there was a kobold out here. Oh, we shut someone outside. Oh, and then here's one too. Oh, but you're not a citizen. So they're not gonna respect our burrow orders. I don't think there's anyone else out here. There does not appear to be anyone else out here. Who was this? Shumra. I don't even recognize that name. I'm just gonna assume that was a visitor. And see, now this goblin here is trying to climb. Oh no, Kerr is out here! Oh no! Oh no! Kerr is on the roof! Why are you out here? Just watching? This is bad. This is bad, Kerr. I mean, people can get inside still. Anyone can get inside through here. Right? They aren't cut off. Heck is fidgeting? Yeah, no joke. Oh, there we go. There. We might lose an eagle man. We might lose our one eagle man here. Can you run? Can you leave? You're just gonna take it. You're not even gonna try to run off. Oh no. That makes me sad. Kerr has been here forever. Kerr was like one of our first people. Kerr was here when we had like 20 or 30 people for a long time. Damn. Why? Gutted, right? I am too. Low-key devastated. Ugh. So now in theory someone's loading from here, right? There are just a bunch of bolts here. Hopefully this all works. Saved him from the sky. It's true. It's true. I don't think there was anything we could have done about that. And they're a grand schemer here. You are also in trouble. That wasn't like our grand schemer. That was like the grand schemer. I'd love for some people to show up on the rest of these siege engines. There's one over here. Someone's showing up here. Yeah. Oh, man. That makes me sad. That makes me quite sad. But here they come. And we're firing from above. Okay, cool. So now they're entering into our security checkpoint. So I'm gonna have our 2 squads just station here. They'll deal with anything that gets in. Set into a quirky time in our fortress, I know. I mean, he was, how old was he when we first got him? He's probably spent half his life here. He was probably more our animal person than he was a wild animal person. And of course, now we don't have a grumpy face anymore. He was our grumpy face. Wow. Look at all the DACA. They are getting in, though. So let's watch what happens here. The polar bears happen here. And now they're just gonna like creep their way down the hallway. Oh, but look at this. Yeah. Check this out. Check this out. So I'm hoping that some of these get reloaded, like right now. Right? There's a bunch of bolts here. I'm hoping those end up in here amidst the siege. And of course, these all got these got people on them. I might turn these ones off. Just for the sake of focusing our efforts. And then yeah, just get them. Are you loading? No, you are firing. You're like having a hard time deciding who to fire on. There you go. You made a decision. Oh, that is not dangerous. You are inside. Got it. Look at this. Holy cow. And now we want to be careful because ballistas can friendly fire, right? Maybe you stand ready. Because I don't want to shoot a polar bear person. Or you actually did just shoot. Okay. That seemed fine though. Right? Rithul is healthy. Storla is healthy. Koman is healthy. Mosier is healthy. Tired. Just the trail. Look at that. The polar bear men. The polar bear people get it done. There's a blind cave ogre in there. You wouldn't even know it. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, that is getting quite dangerous. But we are still kind of peppering them from out here. Kind of wish we had someone right here. Are you? No? Okay. You're going to one of these. So that will be helpful. That's going to get a... They have 3? 3 battering rams? Absurd. Healthy, healthy, healthy. Where's our 4th one? We also don't have their actual polar bears with them. Come on. We're busy. Did I see you were carrying something? How are you? Okay. Oh, I see. All 4 of them are here. Okay. Well, we're gonna go slow-mo, because there's a lot happening here. Bonkers. Wow. Healthy, healthy, tired. I'm gonna scratch on the polar bear man. That, yeah. Yeah. They're very good. They've been practicing for a while. Legendary Fighter 71. Legendary Fighter 50. Spearman 36. Legendary Wrestler. Master Striker, Expert Kicker. What armor do they have? They have steel armor. Steel breastplate, steel mail shirt, then greaves, gauntlets, boots. They should all have steel weapons, and then they have their choice of shield. Do you even have a helm? You should have a helm, Koman. Seems to be okay. But this is very good. Wow. Overexerted. So that's the worst we have here. Tired. They definitely have more stamina than a kobold as well. I've noticed the kobolds get tired pretty quick. Kobolds are very good at dodging, though. Main character going through battle without a helmet. Fear them. Oh god, that one has a unique voice actor. That is kind of what's happening here. And this one got reloaded. Look at that. Okay. So they should still be... You still shooting out here? I hope you're still shooting. Yeah. Okay. It's still dangerous, but like we're getting there. When they start getting tired, it does start getting more dangerous for sure. So we have one tired and one overexerted now. Terrified while in conflict. But like, even our caravan tactician here, 91-year-old caravan tactician, legendary observer, level 72 fighter, level 55 hammerbold, 23 kills total. Just taking care of it. Just taking care of it. Are they gonna like continue outside? I don't know if they're gonna... I don't necessarily want them to chase out here. Yep. Mosier has not had enough yet. Yep. Okay. We're just gonna station them out here now, so that we don't overextend ourselves and have like 2 people out here alone. But I mean, that's gonna continue, right? I'm curious what when they're doing that. I wonder what that means. Are you loading? You are loading! Okay. So loading can happen mid-siege now. Now they're just gonna clean up. Now they're just cleaning up. And then there were a bunch of blind cave ogres, but clearly we killed a bunch over here, and we're shooting at them right here. And we clearly shot at something here. That was loaded. Okay. I think this works. I think the system works. We're down to 16. Okay, I'm gonna let them regroup a bit. Down to 13. So we have 4, 4. So that means there's like, no, it says 12. Maybe is it just our, is it just the battering rams now? Let's just go send them over here. Look at that. Have to go AFK. Can you catch me up when I get back? Sure. I will be ending at the top of the hour, but if you're here, then I'll tell you what's up. I think this is the end, though. I think we got it. I think we're just taking out these last couple. This last battering ram. Gawkerka here did not want to be left out, and that's it. That's all of them. That's a siege. That's a whole dang siege. Oh, and now they're just like, they're just everywhere. This makes me happy. Oh, this makes me happy. Back to Fire Snake? True. True, true. Okay, I'm gonna leave all this stuff forbidden for now. That's gonna be our next stream project, is we're gonna be recalibrating this and dealing with all of our garbage. Get unsieged. So clear civilian alert, clear our orders, and then our siege engines are all just gonna go to load. Right? That's where we wrap that up. And then these two stay occupied. Polar bear guys don't mess around. They sure don't. Oh, they sure don't. Let's check their skills. So Rithul here, or their kills. 48 kills from Rithul. Not all of these are from this siege, obviously, but total. 13 kills for Komon. Komon's the one who was sleeping through the last siege. So she's a little bit behind. 68 plus 2, so 70. Storlet has 70 kills. And Mosier has 69. Wow, nice, Mosier. And then our captain? Where's our captain? Oh, and then Klaus, or Kuro. Kuro is like the king's nephew. Yeah, king's nephew. And legendary fighter. And has 10 kills. But the Kobold squads are also younger than the Polar Bear squads. Which one is our caravan tactician? You have 24 kills. A lot of blood to clean up? Yeah. Start sweeping the snow. Wow. Oh no! Naze! Were you... Which one were you? You were the one who was severely injured last time and we didn't take out of the squad. Dang! Dang, okay, we have one casualty. Naze was actually in the squad. Damn. Yeah. There are some combat logs. I should have replaced Naze. Naze was in the hospital for a long time after the last siege. We're gonna reclaim your corpse to bury you. We definitely need to get Kerr's corpse off the roof here. Actually, we'll just do the whole pile. Make sure we bury our dead at least. This one and this one. I don't know. Do you? If it's a visitor from your civilization, do they end up in one of your tombs, or do they just go to a corpse stockpile like everyone else? Okay. And then like the actual war polar bears haven't even kept up. I'm not sure any of them have any kills. They're just kind of around. Oh, and then your polar bear is gonna like chill by your corpse. Oh. Damn. I think we need more tombs. I could do like that. I keep trying to dig there. And then I guess I'll go this way. Or do we go this way? I think we're gonna go this way. So we're gonna do like this. I'm gonna designate this real quick. Oh, that's kind of silly. We'll do like this. It's all gonna be... It's gonna be all weird. Okay, good enough for now. Night, JM. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you got to see a siege. But yeah, come by on Thursday. We're gonna more Metroid. More Metroid on Thursday. Are we still? No, that's just water that's sitting there. Okay. This has not ended up here. Let's check on our fire snake. Fire snake is in this stockpile. Okay, fair enough. That is a valid stockpile for it to be in. Or actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go use it. I think that is fine. More Metroid, more problems. Yes. We are finding problems in that game too, aren't we? So I'm gonna build animal trap. No. Is it just the access? Why? Can you not build? Because building an animal trap is for like catching things, right? Can you not build a completed animal trap, a filled animal trap? I have to transfer it to like a terrarium or something. Or we're gonna do this. This stockpile is here. And not here. And this no longer accepts fire snakes. Someone should move that to the other stockpile. You move the stockpile, yeah. I guess the other option is dumping, but we'd have to like remove our other dump zones. I did do that right? Yeah. You should no longer be allowed here. Oh, we're still working through our adamantine. That's so nice. That is so nice. Oh, that worried me. Having crutches show up in your adamantine search. But yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Come on. Move my fire snake! Oh, look at that. This is a live fire snake. Or do I need to, like, set to give? Can I do that? Time to sleep? Okay, sounds good. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out with us. This was a productive stream, I think. Kerr has been missing, yeah? Because no one climbs on top of roofs to find things. I guess we should open this. Oh, and then I removed my ramps. Oh, was that the problem? He was getting confused when the buildings didn't have ramps. But I removed the ramps because we're going to remodel this. Was that what did it? Undignified sky burial, true. It'd be rude to just leave him there, right? We're just going to do like a quick block ramp. Just to acquire the corpse. Because there's also just this random hematite here, right? I think we need to maybe get rid of that first. You're working, of course, you're 90 years old. I'll have to make sure we get through all of our adamantine before Shuttle Key dies. It's interesting to be thinking about that. It's not something you usually have to worry about. You're only a level 2 strand extractor anyway. Maybe we should find like a child. Find a kid, get them training. Okay. Can you go in there now? Please and thank you. There we go. I'm curious if a thing in a stockpile will behave different from like a built building. You know what I mean? I don't know how that works. We're gonna try this first. This is gonna be the simplest way. Or no, not that. We're gonna pull this lever. Hey, them strand extracting from a young age. Get them young, addicted to the candy for life. True. That'd be kind of a bad thing to be addicted to. It'd be hard to get your hands on more. That'd be a dangerous addiction. Gotta deal with demons every time you want to get a fix. Yep. There he is. Dang. Oh, I'm so sad. I am legitimately heartbroken. We're gonna start filling this pond from above. Because I should get pulled in a second. We're still forging bolts. Oh dear. Oh, damp stone. Of course it's damp. Of course it's damp. Actually, I don't really care to dig the rest of that. They dug the part I cared about. And one here. Right. And you're all good. Doors, 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 doors. Okay, and then we turn these into tombs. Right, these. Or no, you need a door too. Oh, and you need a thing. Okay. Someday we'll get these all. But that will be good for the moment. We should also set them all to take pets. So I think there are a handful of pets in here. Okay. And that closes the thing. Yep, perfect. Now there is water here. I wonder if it's going to take like more than one depth of water. We're going to keep an eye on it. Felt like only yesterday we were Dwarf Fortress hacking him into a lifetime of toil and work orders. Yep. That was probably several months ago at this point, realistically. When did we even start this fortress? Of course, they only do it one at a time. Been kicking around for a while, it's true. Fill pond, okay. So it hasn't done anything with depth 1 water. Or depth 2. We'll fill it just to be sure. I'm wondering if it needs to be like a, if we need to build it. Can you tie vermin to ropes? Can I make an adamantine chain? The cage need to be constructed? That's my question. Because I can't, because it's an animal trap, right? Not a cage. I don't think I can build a filled animal trap. I think you can only build an empty animal trap. So I think I'd have to transfer it to a different container. But can you even do that? Can you move a vermin to a cage? I'm grabbing the buckets. It's up to 4. Okay, I'm gonna check the wiki here. Yeah, I think you can only build an empty one. And then once they catches something, it like deconstructs and they put it into a stockpile. When a vermin is caught, the trap containing the vermin will be brought to an animal stockpile which accepts the vermin of that type by a dwarf for the animal hauling labor. A caught vermin is treated as if it were an item. Marking it for dumping will send it to a nearby garbage dump, and once dumped, it will disappear back into the wild. Caught vermin are viewable in the Animal Citizens Livestock tab. To tame one, go to a vermin catcher shop and select Tame a Small Animal. Do we tame a fire snake? If I tame a fire snake, can I pasture it in the water? Can I pasture it inside a pond? A dwarf with animal training enabled will take a trap containing an untamed vermin to the vermin catcher's shop and train. After training, we'll haul the animal trap containing the now tamed vermin back to the animal stockpile, unless assigned to a constructed cage or aquarium. So, my hunch, do we do a cage or do we do a chain? Do I make an adamantine chain and tame a fire snake? And he captured, a baby. Oh, who wanted a baby? Are you still here? We literally just got a baby. Which one was it? Coral. You already run off. Oh, we're also getting miasma in our tunnel here. You just... Yeah, you gave birth to 2 daughters. Yeah, I think we'll leave them unnamed for if you come back next stream. We have 2 babies now, and then a whole bunch of miasma. Probably deal with that. Though we don't really use this as our walkway, right? We usually come out this way, but they're like, everyone's gonna be grumpy about it. I'm just gonna put some doors here for the immediate moment, just to keep the stinky away. Of course, it's also gonna come out through here. Ugh, we're gonna have to deal with that. We definitely have to deal with that. Low and ST. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, we have adamantine, right? And my understanding is that as far as like the mountain home quest goes, it doesn't matter what we make out of adamantine. We're just going to want to make some things out of adamantine. So the king is going to have an adamantine animal trap and an adamantine chain and maybe an adamantine cage. But a chain takes less material, right? The chain only take 1. 1 metal. Or 3 wafers, right? Because wafers. But a cage takes 3, I want to say. Well, maybe not. It might just be 1. I think chain makes sense to me. I'm going to say... Forge adamantine chain. Oh my goodness. 1. And then I think what we need to do here is just... Can I dump just the corpses? Maybe I just unforbid the hallway's worth of stuff, and they'll just come and grab it. I think that's going to be our easiest solution here. Of course, right now we don't have a stockpile for all the corpses. Did all this get dealt with? We still have stuff down here. There's still just a bunch of llama bones down here. It's a lot cleaner than it used to be, though. Jeez. Why do you have bolts? You shouldn't have bolts. Or you just take all the ammo, but you shouldn't be taking from... You shouldn't be taking from anywhere. See, this is always my problem. I click this button to say only take from links. But then other things end up in there anyway. I'm not really sure how to deal with that. Yeah, it's up to 6. Yeah, I'm not seeing any steam here. I'll let them put the last one in there just in case that's what the requirement is. But our vermin catcher shop is right here. Yeah, 7 of 7. Does not appear to make steam. Okay. Well, that's one more method that doesn't work. Let's see if we can get our thing back. Kobold, speaking of which, getting some help from Introdile for tails, at least for yinglets. What are yinglets? This is Intro's kobolds. Of course, now it's gonna be just in water down here. I love this mod. I love this mod. The art's just so good. I'm gonna deconstruct this door. Feel like we might have to tame the fire snake. Maybe the cage is blocking the heat. That's what I'm wondering. And we're gonna that's our next test. We're going to tame it and connect it to a chain. That's my goal here. So we're going to tame a small animal. We actually do have a couple of small animals to tame. Well, I found your YouTube channel some weeks ago. Excellent. Excellent. The system works. Yep. Bunnies are being made. We do have it. We still have an animal trainer? We have an expert animal trainer. Been working on training our giant polar bears. You're hauling the door. get rid of this. Actually, we'll stockpile like this. This will be our fire snake. And then I assume they're taking it up to here. Let's do that. Here's your kobold hat. Okay, where did it end up? Okay, so now it is there. So now someone's gonna grab it and bring it over to the other spot. Because we also have we have some fluffy wamblers, we have some pixies, we have some lizards. Those would be fun to train too, but I guess these are all forbidden, so that should be fine. I do want to put the fairy in our zoo. Okay. I want to see it happen. I want it to happen. Make me my chain. Chains. Adamantine chain. Perfect. Okay, so now I want to make that down inside of a pond. Right? This might not be big enough. I'd want to do like a little 3x3. Wouldn't I? What if we do... I want to do like this. So I have to deconstruct this. Right, so that's going to be a little 3x3. We're going to put our adamantine chain in the middle. And then... not gonna quite have... I guess I can put a wall... This is all gonna be ramps, right? So I'm just gonna put a wall here. I guess remove the stair. Of course, there's already water in here. I asked AI, that's the best start of a sentence. How to do all this, and it gave me a very complex answer that indicated it should be possible to make steam if you put it in medium depth water, but you must have a source to replenish the water or evaporate. But like, it don't know. It's absolutely guessing. We are in the weeds far enough that like this information does not exist on the internet. Which means that AI does not have access to it. I'm gonna do a wall like this, or no? I guess you could do a 2x2 if it's just in the corner. Let's do that. Let's do that instead. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna do like this. And then we can have our stair going up. And then we have a door here. And then I build my rope here. Or no, I want to choose. Okay. Tame fire snake. We have a tame fire snake. I love it. I love it. Suggested putting a grate on top so people don't fall in and get boiled, although as always, AI isn't exactly reliable for these sorts of things. Yeah. Sucks at extrapolating, wants to be helpful, so it'll tell you stuff works when it doesn't, right? Like, that would be a perfectly reasonable way for it to work, right? Like, if you told me it works that way, I'd be like, okay, that's a reasonable way for it to work. But Dwarf Fortress doesn't work in universally reasonable ways. Just because something makes sense doesn't mean Dwarf Fortress works that way. More polar bear bones ended up here. Perfect. I'm just waiting for this last wall to be made. And for the door, I guess. Spiciest of pet noodle. It's true. And see, like, I'm not even sure. I'm not sure, like, if falling into boiling water, I'm not sure the game understands that. Okay, so I'm just going to assign. Oh, can I not do that? Can I not? Can I not assign a vermin to a rope? Can you not assign vermin to ropes? Can I assign vermin to a pasture? No? If it's tame, will it go away if I just let it out? It's very good at extrapolating for writing fictions, not so good at taking facts and figuring out how they interact and produce other facts, right? I think they only go in constructed cages only. Huh. Well then, yes, we need to make an adamantine cage. Okay, cool. We're up to adamantine animal trap, adamantine rope, and adamantine chain, or adamantine cage. One of these will work, right? Right? Let's do forge adamantine cage. Because I can't do like, not 10 of them. Because I can't make it out of glass or anything, right? I can't make an aquarium because the glass would melt. Okay, well, adamantine chain goes on a pedestal. So it doesn't get used in like a traction bench or something. Do also vaguely remember a cave spider farm involving using a lever to release them from the cage. See, that's what I'm wondering. So I know that if you have at least as far as like an untrained vermin goes, if you let it out of the cage, it just despawns. is what the wiki was just saying. Any captured vermin will remain in the animal trap permanently unless assigned to a installed cage or aquarium. Unfortunately, vermin cannot be assigned to a pasture. Okay. So a mechanized cage is required to release them into the game world, e.g. for a cave spider silk farm. For hateable vermin, it is recommended to have any installed cages in a faraway place to reduce the chance, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I think we are building an adamantine cage. I told the AI it was wrong and it erred. This cannot be. I'm gonna make another lever. We're gonna see if we can just do this real quick. No migrants, that makes sense. I don't want to wait another week to see if this works. But I'm also gonna go ahead and put a grate over this, not for the sake of people going in, but for the sake of the fire snake getting out. But I would kind of imagine that vermin can go through grates? Maybe? How does that work? Also hilarious, we've been making rock grates for our king for years. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, we just got a bunch, we got gold grates. Okay, fine. Let's do... They're all gonna be different. Shale? Let's do shale. I think grates are impassable. They're definitely impassable to people. I don't know if vermin get special rules. I should also put a floor over the door. And do we have a cage still or no, that's making wafers, isn't it? Find me my cage. No. It's still right there. How are we on? We're up to 12 adamantine wafers. Wow. While we're at it, just since this is what we're doing now, we have berries and fluffy wamblers and rhino lizards. And we'll just train them all. At the very least, we will have a tame fire snake to put in our zoo. Which may or may not be a good idea. I'm sure some people hate fire snakes. And they shall wamble. I would love for this to happen. Let's just, I'm not gonna do it that way, I'm gonna do it this way. Alright, furniture. Adamantine. Cage. Prioritize. Prioritize! There we go. Just have to yell at it. Needs 6 wafers. Wow, okay. So yeah, it takes 2 bars to make a cage. I'm really spending 6 wafers on a cage. It still counts as a symbol. We're still working on like our 4th symbol, right? So worst case scenario, they sit in the throne room. Make sure it doesn't set other animals on fire. That's true. Fire snake mills the whole building. See, that's the thing. Like, it's not melting stuff when I want it to right now, right? It's not acting hot right now. So of course, I'm just gonna like put it somewhere else and it's gonna like suddenly be hot and do things in exactly the wrong way. Glacier of Binding. I'm also assuming, don't know if this is a correct assumption. I'm assuming that if it works, it will work basically immediately. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. But I've also seen instances where it can take a moment for heat to do its thing. Like when we were working with trying to make ice upstairs and we were having it freeze in our trough. So I was trying to have magma up there to like warm up the water. We were finding that even like the warm stone was cooling off after a time. So I don't really know how heat works. I don't really know how this game works, just in case you were wondering. There. Adamantine cage. We're now going to build a cage of adamantine. If this works, it was to be repeatable. I was kind of expecting to have a container, either trap or cage, for them to live in. But if we can just like trap them inside here without a cage, then we could catch a bunch of them with the one trap and one cage. It really doesn't matter what we link it with. It's gonna melt no matter what we do, unless we made like an adamantine mechanism, which is not worth it. There is some sense of heat transfer, but also sometimes it just gets ignored, yeah. But like over time, right? Like it's not like if a hot thing goes into place, it takes some time for that heat to propagate, it seems. And I guess now we can assign the animal, right? There it is, tame fire snake. Okay, let's... Is this dangerous? Is moving around a tame fire snake dangerous? We're about to find out. We don't need no Balrog, we set ourselves on fire. Okay, you are hauling a tame fire snake. Klaus the administrator. Okay, well that worked. So now we're just waiting on the mechanism. And this mechanism's already here, so we're gonna start filling this pond. Adds fractions of a degree per tick and then rounds up based on the temperature and heat capacity of the material involved. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So now... Can you fill through a grate? I thought so. I mean, we'll find out. I don't know if you're... We also have our fill job going upstairs, right? I don't know if they ever finished this. They finished this! Hooray! Hooray! You ignore something long enough, it'll get fixed. But we can channel this now. If I do... I want them to, like... It only makes one job at a time. I think what I want to do is like this. Can I not? Oh, come on. What am I doing? Pond. Okay, well, there's water on its tile. The cage is currently in depth 1 water. Does not appear to have done anything. Okay. So now in theory, 4 people can do it at a time, right? Yeah. I'm going to let them fill this a bit before I pull the lever. Okay. Ultimately, I want this to work mostly, I mean, partly because it's cool, right? But mostly because getting this to function would be a really interesting challenge. If I could make the ingredients work together in the way that they intuitively should, right? Like there should be some way to combine fire, snake, and water to make steam, right? But like getting something like this working inside of an igloo, to me, is a very interesting challenge. And I want to have an excuse to embark on that challenge. But if it just doesn't work, there's not much I can do. I just want it to work. I just want it to work. Yep, I mean, there's water in there. Medium depth water. Medium depth water. Which would be like 4, right? Well, the cage is holding up at the very least. Did you not get... Okay. Maybe someday. I think above 3 you might have drowning issues. Can fire snakes drown? That would be hilarious. I assume they don't need to breathe. Seems okay so far. Glancing at the raws, there should be something in here for fire immune, web immune, immolate, magma vision. Not butcherable. No drink, no eat, no sleep. It might need to breathe. That would be hilarious. But also, like, a lot of things are just invincible inside cages. I have a hunch that if that is the case, it'll be fine inside the cage. No pain, no breathe. Oh, they don't breathe. Okay. No pain, extra vision, no breathe, no stun, no nausea, no emotion, no thought. Head empty. Fire snake, head empty. Yeah, no breathe. You no breathe. You no take oxygen. Okay, well, I'm seeing depth 4. Give it another moment. And then if full depth 4 doesn't work, I'm going to open the cage. Child is playing make-believe. Okay. So that clearly still is not doing anything. It's not dead. Like, intuition says this should be, like, coming up to a simmer, right? I wish I could just, like, directly inspect the heat of a tile. Is that a thing you can do? Okay, we're gonna pull this lever. We're gonna see what happens. Did it go away? Did that might have killed it. It has gone away. Unfortunate. Did it die? Or no, it's there. What? Oh, are you here now? You're here because you're tame. So... So... Interesting. What's ChatGPT say about that, huh? Vermin are weird. Vermin are just weird, like, superpositional creatures. I think it's just because vermin don't behave like creatures. I wonder if this would be better with a magma crab. Well. Good news, everyone. We just have a tame fire snake loose in our fortress. And our The one cage that can hold it is underwater. All right. Well, we've gained some information. It's not the information I wanted. Apparently it works that way. So screw you, AI. It didn't work. Let's all be shocked. Let's all be shocked. I'm curious how, I guess with like a cave spider silk farm, you wouldn't have grates at the top. I wonder if cave spiders could get out that way too. But you wouldn't normally have that be an option because why would you, right? It's just our weird little construction here where we're running into that. So there's no way to control the tame snake. I think next week will be interesting. Yeah, I feel like we should have had a better exit plan. We don't exit plan. We're kobolds. We don't plan ahead. We're being as cautious as we need to. The fact that we're not doing this experiment up on the glacier means we are being smart. That's as smart as we're gonna get here. I think the only other thing in my mind that would make this work is with a non-vermin hot creature, like a magma crab. Because magma crabs aren't vermin. But we haven't had any spawn. We've had like a couple, and I have a little trap downstairs that would technically catch one. Like we have a way to catch a magma crab, but they haven't shown up in years. The kobold and parachute, there you go. So yeah, I think our next step is to try and catch a magma crab. You know, in addition to like satisfying the king and like digging down and, you know, all the other things. We have all the other projects that we're working on. But as far as the Steam goes, the only other thing I can think of is to do that same setup with a magma crab. Anyone has any other ideas? I am open to suggestions because I really want this to work. I think it'd be very funny. I think it'd be neat. I just think it'd be neat. Dang it. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Come by on Thursday and Saturday. I'm gonna play more Metroid Prime 4. We're cranking through that, and I am loving every minute of it. Come by next Monday. We're gonna pick up right here on Dwarf Fortress. We're gonna find a magma crab. I think the wild animals on our map keep like hanging around a really long time. Like we have a bunch of walruses right now that have been there for years. Every time I like exterminate some creatures, another batch of something else comes on. So I'm wondering if I just need to like do that until we get a magma crab. I think I've seen steam coming off Forgotten Beasts and Cavern Lakes continuously. Find me one of those. Yeah, so all I gotta do is get a very rare Forgotten Beast and trap it into a situation. Each walrus time? Very true. Very possible. A lot of them are in the water, though. I don't think we can get into the water after them. Anyway, today's episode is brought to you by the moon. Thank you, moon. And by viewers like you, clicking on all the buttons down there. Hanging out with us live, hanging out in Discord, hanging out in VODs, wherever you're hanging out. The moon. The moon. The moon. I hope you all come by again. I enjoy hanging out with you. I hope you enjoy hanging out with me. I hope you enjoy hanging out with the moon. The moon. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your week. I hope you have a good moon. And I hope you stay kind.